All right, Grand Rising, everyone, and welcome back. It is Shalonda from American Aborigines Unchained on Facebook and American Empress Unchained on YouTube. And again, this is not your mama's Bible study. I'm never here to tell you what it is, what it ain't. I'm simply sharing what it looks like to me, that I feel has been the information that is given to me through that which is holy or divine. And, a lot of times it's right on time. So, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've been feeling like, today I've been really, I can't believe it's already 2:00 and I've been kind of like in and out of something. For a minute, it was about, I feel like it's about like being silent, meditating, and kind of taking in and more listening. But again, I feel like at the same time, it was a little bit overwhelming, right? Because there is what I see, what's being said, what source has led me to read today, the information, it's just like overlapping. And again, I think that that's this whole thing of having the Christ energy contained or having the bird in the cage. It's just so that they don't have the resources that these people are basically, it's kind of like the mustard seed energy, where there's a power there, right? But I feel like at this time it's kind of diminishing in a sense, right? Because I feel like whatever types of spiritual attacks, whatever, even what I feel like sometimes could be some type of, something through tech, right? That could be used as an attack on holy ones in this time, especially the ones that they have been monitoring and surveilling for so long. So they thought they left them to die, but we're still at least kicking, you know what I'm saying? So it's just at the end of the day, I'm only just trying to give you guys the information that's coming to me in a sense of how it's coming. So we are going to go back into Colombia and things like that, but something took me into the Koran Bible and into the sealed portion this morning when I was just kind of like in something. Because it feels as though what's happening is, it's this system of like idolatry, right? Because even when we talk about the son of man and the son of dust, right? At this point in time, of course, it would be the earth, right? In the beginning, prior to the beginning, right? But because the earth was first, right? So it was already there. That energy of the earth, the oldest people, those people, right? So again, once we go to colonization and we go to the mixing in of different groups of people into the world, right? The dumb diverses, all this stuff that happened by force with these laws or lies, right? Those are the things that people take, right, as truth, as opposed to what is natural and what is of God. So again, I feel like what's happening now is and I'll tell you what I feel like the energy is trying to show me as a point to, okay, Alpha and Omega is on my mind. So I'm going to go into some things I think in John and some things in Revelations, right? No one can get to the Father but through me, right? It's just these things that source is having me circle around and see what was really going on. God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. But since we know that this son represents a descendant, right? And since we know that, again, in this time, family and brother and sister and mother and things will be turned against each other, right? And since we know that we're talking lineage, and some people you don't even know that you're connected to through lineage, that, again, a higher source, right? And some of these powers that shouldn't be may know, right? So, again, I feel like, again, the reason why the fall comes is, right, because people want to take it in their own hands and they want to create something in the likeness of God or in the likeness of Christ or in the likeness of this and that and place it in a position. They want to use some type of constraint or control. And if they can't have that over you, then they can't own you and they can't, you know what I'm saying? So they don't want to put you in those positions, right? And so what I'm saying is I'm not going for it. I'm not having it if that's the case. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, again, what's going on is they are taking another descendant. This is just what I said through a form of vision, right? That they are trying to manipulate the situation when it comes to the whole Christ thing, or that whole descendant energy, because there's going to be one that's going to be exalted and one that's going to be pushed down. So again, we know that the victors write the story. And so it's just really hard to discern, but we're going to go ahead and try to do our best. I'm not going to stop today until I finish all these things that I want to share with you. Again, so hope you guys stick around. And I'm going to try to do it to the best of my ability, right? Wait a minute, power then of electricity. Wow. Because I don't know, there's something about like electric shock, electric something or whatever that's been on my mind. For if ye understand the fullness in the way in which this power is used by gods, then ye or yea will use it to destroy the earth in one day, right? So again, I don't know what this is talking about. Let's see what the beginning of that chapter. Because I'm going to start at chapter 78, but I just went a little bit above. And what I feel like is that right now there's some kind of thing as to a push, right? As to, it's hard to discern, right, who it is to perform an act, right? So when one is going to be going out and serving the multitudes, right, the other is going to be concealed and locked in. And I don't know why it's just giving me this energy of two feminine energies. I don't know. And I feel like, again, there is something to like some kind of consummating or coronation or graduation, some kind of energy that's going on right now. And I don't know, like I'm asking myself, is this legit? You know what I'm saying? Because again, like I said, I'm not coming for nothing but what's right and what's true. I'm not coming for nothing but what's mine, what's my proper, what I'm ordained to do, and you know what I'm saying, what I'm supposed to be doing on my path. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to even be concerned about anybody else. It's just sad that you have to be, because other people are coming and gunning, right? So, and that's what I'm saying. Like at this point in time, I think it's a serious thing, because we're talking about who's going to reign and go into these things forever. So again, if there is an instance where there is a idolatrous stick woman or a whore, and remember we talked about that in different instances of the whoredom, right? Never satisfied, because again, then we have to look at the Satan energy, looking to see that who they can devour. So again, it's a lot to go with, but I hope you guys are going to be able to follow me here, right? All right, so it's just like I know where Source is trying to lead me, but I know that there's 100 more people that have their hands reaching out for that spot, right? And they rather keep me in some kind of trance or something or whatever while they try to obtain this. But again, I feel like protected by Source. But I do feel like, I can feel when there is someone around me with that succubus vampire energy. And I can also feel when it's a masculine sometimes, but a lot of times it feels like there's a feminine and a masculine. And all I can say is just like, hey, I know what I'm here to do. I'm learning every day. I'm, taking in information. If somebody wants to dismiss me for whatever reason, that's your problem, not mine. I don't have to fight to try to tell, I'm just telling this stuff through, this, like I said, because it's bigger than me. It's bigger than me. So it's bigger than me, right? So, yeah, but that's what I feel like the case is. Powers that shouldn't be may think that I may be a little bit unruly, but again, it's the power that is something that is within me, right? I feel it like it's the energy of the Father within me that is pushing me to keep moving, okay? So, for by this power was the great sun created that giveth light unto the world. But the Father, and this is 77, the 50 and 77, right? The last portion, right? And it says, but the Father hath limited the ability of Satan to give unto you this greater power, okay? So that ye might not destroy yourselves before the Lord is able to once again establish peace upon the earth and reign. Okay, so again, the Lord is supposed to come and establish peace upon the earth and reign among you for 1,000 years. But it's so funny about the whole thing about Satan in 1,000 years. Do you see what I'm saying? Right? In the morning star and the bright star when it comes to Jesus and Satan. So again, it's kind of like almost like whatever energy that being is in is what is going to transpire, or that there's going to be some form of a hijack where people are going to choose Satan over the darkness over the light, right? So again, we already talked about with some of these groups or whatever, and the gates that they have, and things like this and that. I felt like it was Satan energy. So even skimming through this kind of let me know we were on the right track. we were just definitely on the right track. Okay, so let's just keep moving. Okay, so that you might not destroy yourselves. Okay, it says showing forth the plan of the Father for the last time without the influence of Satan against you. So again, this is I don't know. Like I said, it felt like there is something within me that is trying to guide me and trying to shield me, but there's also a force outside that is trying to, exercise some kind of something. I mean, it is so strange. It is really strange, the feeling that I'm having right today. All right. So it says, and during this 1,000 years of peace, this great power shall be used to heal the earth and bring things to the earth that had never been known by the children of men. Right. So again, we're in chapter 78, and we are in the sealed portion. And it says, the histories of the world are often incorrect and one-sided. We are admonished to seek the truth in the righteousness according to the words of Christ. So when we talk about the word, or the word that's on the thigh, right? Even when we're talking about the words that I feel like I'm giving to you, right? So again, like I said, the Jesus energy is going to be going around healing and dealing with the disciples and dealing with different groups and nations, where the Christ energy is going to be that light of the world that is supposed to be shining a light on many different things. So it's about illumination, right? So again, there's other people that are illuminating as well, but there is this one vessel. And I think that, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, you could discern it how you want to, right? Okay. So again, so not by bread alone, but every word that is coming out of my mouth, right? So again, in that sense, it's like that means that, to me, it feels as though we're talking about source being within that vessel, right? Okay. And it says, and now I have given you, but again, we have tech and science dibbling and dabbling, right? And they want their entity to rule. So that is the scary part for me, because I feel like there wants to be something that wants to be in competition with me, but they're like 2 steps ahead of me because they have access. It's almost as if there needs to be some kind of detachment or something that goes on, because now these women, and this is why I'm gonna say, through the works of I feel like Adam energy or man or whatever, I think that there has been something that has taken the essence of the Holy Spirit, the Ruach, and passed it along. Was that really what was supposed to happen or not? You see what I'm saying? And that's the thing. That's the thing that trips me out. Because then when you give that access to some of these women that may be adulterous women, that may be women that are dealing with different nations and things like that, that may be artificially, and you know what I'm saying? It ruins things, because then now they have given access to the holiest thing that source would be keeping, you know what I'm saying? Right? So again, instead of getting the word through that energy, right, that has been blocked, and they have been ciphering the energy out and putting it together how they want to, right, and displaying it possibly, right? So it's blocking that true essence, and it's also giving it directly to these other energies to grasp onto and then take it and run with it. Again, while the true, and I think we're going to talk about the Levites and stuff in here, right? So like I was telling you about, like those, even the Pharisee scribes and, different like holy priest groups that are delivering the word in a sense, right? Okay. But at the same time, they are supposed to be having some kind of position, right? But since they are the ones that's delivering the word, people are using the word, right, in order to in keeping close and keeping a close eye and monitoring the energy, so that they can take that energy, that information, and give it to their empty vessel, right? This is what I feel. Okay. All right. So it's kind of hard, because it is a stagnant energy to be in. But I feel like there's supposed to be some type of movement right now. And like I told you guys before, like a couple of months back or a couple of weeks back, that it feels like something is being used. Like there's a lot of towers and a lot of those these things that they've been putting up, right? It just concerns me sometimes that where I'm at, yes, it may be safe, it may be okay. But then again, is it to keep me from going out? See? And then, you know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. Because I feel like where I'm at right now, there is some kind of resistance to source. It's getting further and further pulled away. And at first I was thinking, well, damn, maybe it's just people are doing some kind of root work or some kind of black magic or some kind of sorcery or whatever at this time. And it's all about the essence. It's all about the stealing of the essence. The same thing they were doing in the dark crystal with the creatures there, right? Stealing the essence. And then remember we were talking about the starfish thing that got on the people, and then they started to kind of mimic that evil energy. So it's very, I don't know, it's very telling, I feel. Okay. All right. So again, okay, and now I have given you an accounting of the history of the world up until the beginning of the half of time. And because there was no work of the Lord accomplished since the work of the prophet Muhammad, okay? And sometimes that make me think about Elijah, right? The Elijah energy, okay? And it says, there have been nothing of the work. Oh, wait a minute. Even the Muhammad energy, though, is making me, I don't know why it just made me think about 20-something years. Dig. Oh, man. Because it's making me think about even, damn, somebody I would have known like 20-something years ago named Muhammad. Wow. I mean, I don't think it was nothing prophetic or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's just making me think. Oh, my goodness, because something was making me think about 19 years old. Okay, y'all. This is getting kind of deep. Okay. There have been nothing of the work of the Lord to account for this record. But these final things I say unto you concerning these days of darkness. Behold, during this time, Satan hath prepared the earth at the hearts of the children. Okay, prepared the earth at the hearts of the children of men. Wow. Hold on one second, y'all. Oh. Hold on. Prepared the earth at the hearts of the children of men. To bring them into the last days. The earth that is at the hearts of the children of men, to bring them into the last days. So again, this makes me think about the earth in the hearts of the children of men. I don't know why this is making me think about another earth energy. And then again, the hearts of men, the children of men were going to be maybe joined with that earth. You know what I'm saying? Again, the earth joining with the earth. That's other indigenous people joining with indigenous people at some point in time. So again, like I said, we have to be careful when we're talking about the whole thing about enslaving, so-called blacks enslaving blacks, or the Africans enslaving Hebrews, however people want to look at it. It's just still talking about the mixture of plants, wild plants and wild flowers, like even. All right, let's see what we're talking about. Behold, during this time, Satan hath prepared the earth in the hearts of men, okay? In which he shall have power over his own dominions, as I have explained unto you, right? So this is just making me think, like I said, of the energy that I told you guys I was warning you against. And that's funny, because if the earth is crying out, right, and her voice is even being shrouded, or even like, again, it made me think about canine energy or wolf energy, and then that seal that we looked at, right? Oh, it's just so much. It's so much. Okay. Because it just brings back to that black water, which again makes me think about the card that we shared. Okay. Yeah, so what I feel like, and I'm getting this whole energy, like I said, around whatever's going on, with the administration. Like I'm being totally like for real right now. This is just me, how I'm perceiving it. That again, when it comes to the administration right now, there is the president, and you know what I'm saying? But then there's also, I feel, minions or energies that's below that are working in silence. Like I can see them because I feel like it has to do with some of the indigenous groups that have been planted here that are working, together. Even, I'm going to tell you, even since we've been bringing out the fact of minorities, or again, foreign minorities coming in and being given, like they're saying, they're about to be giving them all kind of like grants and all kind of things like this, right? That they could just clearly give to the people that are in impoverished neighborhoods right here in America, no matter what color they are, right? So that's what I was saying about the unfair kind of thing, like scholarships to be nurses and doctors and things like that. They bring people from other countries instead of, like I said, giving it to people that are already here. And so again, that is, I see that even in the media, I can see people's energy, and I can see who is on the, no matter what your skin tone is, I can see the energy behind the people, and I can see how upset they're getting about what I'm saying. I can see like the rage coming out of people, like a lemon, what is his name? There's another woman, they are hysterically upset, I think, about some of the things that are being said. But it's calling something out. It's not even through me, it's through source. And I think that's why things are moving. And I just feel like, don't shoot the messenger. I wouldn't, I don't know. That's just what I see. All right. So I can see that some people are not pleased. I can see that they're not pleased about even the things when I say about certain agendas that are going on. It's just what I see. Okay. And it's true. It just is. Okay. So it says, in most of what ye or yea know of these medieval times in the latter days hath been given unto you by those who were not present when the course of history of the earth was being fulfilled. Right? Okay, so again, most of this stuff, the medieval times, evil, right? Okay. Given to people who were not present at that time. That means that, again, we're talking about people, like it's almost like a prophetic energy. Like these people couldn't even know this, but this information is going to be given to them. And again, the whole platform and the whole thing that I've been driving for the past 10 or more years has been this information to overturn what they say the truth is. Right? I mean, there's some newcomers, and it feels like the newcomers, right, are moving ahead, right? And then, so that whole build back better, right? That new, better kind of energy. And when I'm saying that, I'm saying I can see the spiritual sense. I can read between the lines and see what they're actually trying to say. All right? So, and the things ye or yea have are only those things that the rulers and the rich would have you know concerning their works during these times. But of the poor and the masses of majority, few things are written. See, now that's what I'm saying about that whole energy. The energy, the stuff that's being taken from, I'm just going to put it out there. My platform, I'm sure of it. And I'm sure that there's some kind of ties between me and one of these feminines in the so-called community, period. 2 of them, actually. Past life energy. The sun and the moon. The Northeast and the Midwest. New York, again, in the Midwest. Athens, Georgia, it's just all, Texas, it's all there. And then, so I think we're talking even something about the 4 horsemen and cutting the horsemen down, right? Cutting them off of their riders. In one of these chapters, it may be the Cobra, but we're going to keep on moving. All right. Okay. And if it could be written, even a full account of all the works of the rich and the powerful during this time, even according to the experience of the poor, ye or yea, okay, would know of the exceeding wickedness of the kings and the queens and the popes and the priestess, and even all of those who have been given honor by those who have written the accounts of the histories which ye have among you. Okay. Therefore, believe not in the things which are given unto you, for they are a biased accounting given by those from whom ye receive them. Remember the words of Christ, in which he hath commanded you not to judge. Ye to not judge. But if ye do judge, then make a righteous judgment. And since ye do not have before you a full accounting of the ways in which the rich and powerful, yea, those honored by your histories, have plundered and abused and taken advantage of the poor, do not give unto them the honor and glory that they do not deserve. Behold, yea, are commanded to seek out truth through study and also through spirit. But then it was something I was just reading, I think in John, about the fact of, you have to be of the spirit and the water, I believe, like being baptized again in a sense, right? But those that are of the spirit can only hear the spirit. I don't know. We're gonna go through it, so we'll wait, okay? And if ye study the opinions of men, remember that they are only their opinions. Again, this is what we just talked about. It's only theoretic. Even if you study what they're saying, it's theoretic. So how is anybody going to try to send in anything to try to get somebody to? I just, like I said, I find it funny, and I guess that's what the joke is, those that think that they're so powerful and so smart and crafty, and because of their numbers and their platforms and their power and the performance, and again, knowing good and well where they get the essence of it from. So again, if someone, and that's what I'm saying, if someone wants to choose that which is the copy, then go ahead. The ink is not going to be as strong as it is on the original, but okay. All right. So, all right. Plundered, abused, and have taken, from the poor. So again, the same thing, like I said, in a sense, the same thing that we talking about on this platform. And the same thing what I was saying about when it comes to, it's all good and whatever, if people feel like that's the land that they own or whatever. But how you going to talk about anybody when the land that I'm telling you, when it comes to the land patents, when we broke it down, is land, it's still people that was given the land over authority and have been given the deeds and the rights to land that's not theirs. It was not theirs. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't here. It's mostly, again, women, which is groups of Slavic people that came in from other places or to perform some kind of duty. And most of the time it was to take something or to expand on the original people that was here account. Even if it was in my bloodline, even if it was in my family, again. Well, I'm here to set the record straight. We're here to balance the scales and take our proper place in the kingdom at the end of the day. And anybody that is coming in between that's it in my eyes. All right. So again, people can think about their money and their whatever and all this other stuff, but again, the truth cuts just like a knife. All right. And it's still they obtain it through plundering and things like that. And then what happens when these people do go and claim all of the land, and then we find out that they're just like, they've been pretending to be on your side, but they're just like their fathers once they get power, because it's really about what they can obtain for themselves and their small group that they selected. Do you see what I'm saying? Right? So again, it would be the same. Could it be the same with my ancestors? But in what I'm saying, when you're dealing with that, which is, I feel in a sense like the holy energy that's been given by source, then you're going to get righteousness, or let's just even use righteous or upright or straightforward, truthful energy. That's what you're going to get. But if you want to take something that's crooked and everything and try to straighten it out for the public and then, reintroduce it, they stuff still stank. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to how they dealing with the people and how they dealing with the things that they have. It's just that they've obtained, whether they took them from other people or not, okay? And this is how I feel, okay? So again, the whole thing about plundering and abuse, what we talk about in the dumb diverses of the killing the pagans and Saracens. It's almost just like killing the so-called Christians, right, that we're reading in the text. It's the same thing though, okay? Do not give unto them honor and glory that they do not deserve. So again, hold on. Let's see. Okay, let's go back, y'all. Okay. Through study and also through the spirit. And if ye study the opinion of men, remember that they are only opinions and often are not the truth as it was. Okay, and that's what I'm saying. It's the same thing. And that's why we just cut it right down the middle here. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving you the truth. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And you can take it or you can leave it. Behold, the truth is a thing as they were. Behold, the truth is things as they were, as they are, and as they are to come. And this is what we've been trying to say. It's the same thing. If this is the things that is going on back then, we can see them going on now, this story repeating itself. And then if you're going to make the same mistakes now that the word is coming, and that's not just through me, it's other people, like I said, in that energy of, being of that body, right, of the righteousness of the holy, right. It's about setting the record straight. And of course, if these people planned on, and they're so far with their foot in the door to get there, but they're going to use someone that is not righteous, then I just don't know how it can continue to be that way. How we can continue to move forward in a positive and a truthful manner. That's just how I see it. It is conceived of Satan and used to deceive you. Okay? Remember these things, my brothers and sisters, and seek for truth in all things, believing not in the word of man or trusting in the arm of flesh. Now, see, I don't know. Ooh. Why did I just think about the world card? And the eagle, has the four beasts or whatever, and then it has the man there in the top left. And it's just like, while the energy of the animals of the, that makes me think about the native energy or the indigenous energy, but again, there's also the whispering of, right? And it's just like, how do you discern, right? So again, 79, the Americas are discovered and conquered in wickedness. The American Revolution, so we're talking about a revolution or even a civil war, again, in these times, you know what I'm saying? And conquered in wickedness in the American Revolution. So again, I'm even going back to whole 1920, 1918, I don't know, it's just taking me back to that kind of energy, right? Was fought under the influence of Satan to reward the rich. Well, damn, maybe that too, okay? The Gentiles shall receive the beginning of the fullness of the gospel through Joseph Smith. All right, so again, we're talking Joseph is making me think of Chief Joseph from the biblical text, Joseph Smith. Again, Joseph, I feel like, again, through, lineage, I feel, right? I don't know. Okay, the Gentiles shall be smitten because of their rejection of the gospel in the Book of Mormon. The work of the gathering shall commence the work of the Christopher Namaka and the coming forth of the sealed portion. Okay. So again, I don't know why it feels like we've already done this portion right here, but maybe, like I said, it's one of them instances where, you're called to speak to the multitudes again. Right? And it shall come to pass that among the nations of this great European empire, which shall be formed from other nations and kingdoms of the earth. Okay, now listen to me right here when I just said what I said. All right? Let's see what's going to be happening, right? Because it's just easy to slip up, right? And it shall come to pass among the nations of and this is just a page that I turned to this morning when I picked up the book, right? All right? From this great European empire, which shall be formed from other nations and kingdoms of the earth. Again, it makes me think about G7 energy. It makes me think about also United Kingdom or UN energy. And it makes me think about, like I said, the plants that have been planted within the indigenous community that are going to go on to hold power and title, right? Okay. And let's just see if it's going to be legit or not, okay? So again, that's the earth joining with the earth. This is the whole thing again, right? That a group of people who shall travel across the great oceans and establish themselves in the land of my fathers. So again, it makes me think about the whole energy of Jesus saying anybody that was not planted by my father is going to be taken out, right? Which again makes me think about the wildflower energy, right? Because then again, if we talk about son of man ruling, is still that descendant of man and not God. It doesn't matter to me. You can't change what I'm thinking and what I'm saying. And again, so when I look at my lineage, I feel as though I can be considered as the son of God and a son of the dust kind of energy or the water kind of energy, right? Because of that connection, okay? And feeling in the connection, I feel like with the first peoples, okay? And then also royal heirs. So again, while I'm sitting here speaking this, you have people, especially succubus energy feminines, right, that are leeching on to the information, and because they have documents and they have things in order that could possibly be trying to, again, use what, now that they have that in order, they can use whatever I'm telling you guys when, again, it's coming from a source where it's coming from me so for a source to show you what can be done or what's being done in these times. And it's kind of sad, it's kind of sad, right? Okay. And it's for whatever, if it's for selfish reasons, if it's for masculines that are afraid to be equal with a feminine, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But it's just like I'm just having this feeling of, well, damn, if I, you know what I'm saying, maybe this is why it feels like a severance between these. Maybe it doesn't feel like, because I know myself, right? And I care for myself. I love myself, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just into myself in source, right? So it's like nobody can move that. So I think they keep doing moves to hurt me and change me and do that. But I've just been built different. And so again, I just feel like that's not going to be the case. You might knock me off my square for a couple hours or whatever, because I have to, heal from these attacks sometimes. But again, at the end of the day, it's not going to stop nothing. All right. And the only way they can do is by falsely putting in some kind of, like I said, some other air, okay? Even if it's a bastard energy, and not to use that, in that sense, but again, it's just how I see it, okay? Because again, it can be done. So that's the same thing. It may be these people were possibly supposed to do something, but then again, maybe they went in a wicked ways and they still think that they're going to go on to grab the crown. And that's just, I'm just saying, just hold on. Let's put it back down real quick while we find out what's going on. That's just what I'm saying. So it says, yea, these shall begin to prosper exceedingly in all things. So again, this is funny here because we're talking about this kingdom of Satan and this kingdom of evil. And like I said, even if these people do get all the land back and they're talking about they will slaughter people that's light-skinned and they will do all this and that, it's just like, what the hell are we talking about? That's my question. Matter of fact, I didn't mean to put my grandbaby in the image the other day, but you know what I'm saying? What you talking about? So are those threats, you know what I'm saying, that rubbed me the wrong way, and I can't even look at you the same no more. And again, maybe that is something of another source, right? Because again, I don't care what nobody say. There's different gods in the Bible. The Bible say that there's different gods. I didn't say it. Okay. But again, they're going to prosper in all things. So again, while some of us may seem like, damn, I'm sitting here, you know what I'm saying, it's like this for me, it's hard for me, I ain't got this, I ain't got that, or whatever. And again, I don't never sit here and think about what I don't have, because I got every damn thing I need. You know what I'm saying? Some days and sometimes might be harder than others, but I have what I need because I know I'm carrying the real jewels inside of me. So, anything extra that's outside of me, I don't knock nobody that is getting something extra. But I'm just saying, for me, the most treasured things that I hold is that which is within me and my connection to source. And I feel like sometimes, you know what I'm saying, even now lately, it seemed like that connection is under some type of judgment, or it's, I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like there's a blockage between me and the Father. And so people are coming in to try to defile or trying to come in to, it's just I just speak clearly of what I'm seeing. Okay. And I don't know why I keep thinking about that death of a father figure or a father or something. And it's just like, I don't know. Okay, so it says, right, okay, so the group of people that shall come and travel across the waters in the land of my fathers and establish themselves in the lands of my fathers. So again, like I'm saying, like the whole, okay, like the way I look at it is like the whole Americas, again, regardless if we're talking about the earth energy or that of the waters, okay? That arm of the flesh, I don't know why I'm thinking about again, but wait a minute, that arm of the flesh, I don't know. I don't know. There's like I'm thinking back of the coat of arms of the Trump coat of arms, but it's a flesh, I think, but it's also like got armor on it, I think. I'm not sure. I don't know. From other nations and kingdoms of the earth. Again, it's indigenous people in it. What? Listen to what I'm trying to tell y'all. Some of these people are straight up spies. I bet they speak different languages and everything. Well, I mean, I think that some of us do, have other things that's programmed within us in our subconscious. Just saying. So again, sometimes maybe when you're not alert or when you're asleep or something, I don't know. This is sometimes what I be thinking, y'all. People could be programmed. I mean, and I'm just saying, okay? But again, yeah, that a group of people shall travel across and establish themselves in the lands of the fathers. So again, I think that right now they're trying to get rid of the evidence or information that this is going on, because the only thing, and that's why this whole thing about the court of law and documents and paper, what we saying, is coming from that source, that higher something that they don't have connection to. So again, in this time, it's going to be looked at as like, oh, it's not in according to this when it comes to our law or our courts. And so again, but I feel like there is a celestial court as well. Is how I see it. Okay. But anyway, this is the earth joining with the earth, period. And the earth, those different groups, the minority groups or the women groups, taking the power from the original indigenous people or the autochthonous people. I need chapstick, y'all. Oh, good, it's here. All right. And there shall also be the rich among them, who shall become rich from the land. All right. And the things that they shall take from the land of my fathers. So this sealed portion is what? What is it? Testimony of Jesus Christ. So maybe this is what the information what I'm trying to seek when it comes to the fact that they're trying to keep me, a divine feminine, or the empress, away from the emperor. And they want to put another, succubus energy that has been created in order to, mimic the empress, period. While they sit here and get the information and cipher the information from the real empress, and they're building up a being to place in position. It's just the energy that I'm feeling, okay? And they the ones started bringing up the whole thing about, skin tone and people's appearance and how they don't look like us and stuff when it pertains to me. They're the ones that was talking about skin tone and all this stuff. And I just had to bring up the fact that let's just remember that those people that came over here, which is factual, were dark-skinned people too. Swarthy people, olive-tone people, all the same. The first groups that came into here were the same, damn near the same tones as the people that were here. It just was, they was from different lands. Okay? But they needed to marry into the matriarchal energy, the mammy energy. So the mammy is the empress. That's why she was taken in under the wing of the slave master or the owner, right? Most time it was already her plantation or whatever that they came to conquer. And then his wife that came in would be possibly barren, or possibly that wife that would come in, and, the mammy would still proceed with the children. Because those women were barren, whether they were women or maybe not. We talking about the popistry and everything like this. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about even the energy of, it's just factual information. So people can get mad if they want, okay? When it comes to the castrados, right? Yeah. And there's no offense. It's just what it is. Same thing in Handmaid's Tale. The women were barren. So the handmaids of the places that they conquered and took and trapped them were the people that had to have babies. Same thing now. You don't realize that there is some kind of jurisdiction over us right now that people can also, again, have access, just like in Jupiter ascending, to your body parts. Even beings from far away. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what I see. All right? So, So again, become rich off the land and the things that they shall take from the land of my fathers. Again, and this is including people. The landa, even Shalanda. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it feels like that is the case. Right? Because they know that they're heavy in law and you're heavy in healing and you're heavy in the truth and you're heavy in source. So again, this is what they will use in order to, what the construct will use in order to convince and conceive and more. All right? For behold, the Lamanites shall be upon the land when it is discovered by these great European nations of the latter days. And this time, so again, I want to look more about what the layman. So it's almost like layman terms. Like, yeah, layman nights. Like putting things in layman's terms, possibly. I don't know. Maybe that's the energy. We'll have to look it up. And at this time, they shall be humble people, having their own tribes and nations upon the land. And though the Spirit of the Lord shall not be with them directly, they shall remember many of the teachings of their fathers and begin to establish peace amongst themselves according to their traditions and their customs, which shall be passed down to them from generation to generation. Right? So I even see this within the so-called community. But again, I see a lot of it has to do with accumulating things. It's not really giving back to the poor. It's not really bringing other people, like many people in. You know what I'm saying? It's mostly like, hey, within this community, if you know this stuff and you want to link up with us, let's do this. And then accumulating. But it was never really about a far spread kind of energy. Again, in my eyes, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not there. All right? And that's not for every group. Only some. And you will have to be able to discern. I can see them. I don't know about you. Because again, some people might start off legit, but then greed sets in, and then they see other people are like the layman energy, right? Could be stagnant, or they may be, focused on their, because again, I just feel that. And so while that's going on, they're keeping an eye, but they're also got their hand in your jar. And it shall come to pass that Lucifer shall influence the discovery of the land of promise, influence the discovery of the land of promise, which is filled with all manner of precious things, which are the desires of this great and abominable church of which I have spoken. So again, there we go right there. There we go. The discovering of this land of promise, right? Which is filled with all these precious things, right? And they're all desired things. And this abominable church is going to make their way in. Okay? And what we already talked about, one of them. You don't have to believe me if you don't want to, but we already looked at what the meaning of the group is. We already looked at it, okay? You go back and look, you know what I'm saying? That's all what I got to say, okay? And when the promised land is discovered by the people of the great European empire, they shall begin to search for gold and silver and anything that is of value to them. And it shall come to pass that they shall begin to destroy the Lamanites and take from their lands and force them into places which are desolate and void and of precious things, that which European nations desire, right? Let's just read it one more time. Force them into places which are desolate and void of precious things, right? Okay. All right. So, and at one point it made me feel like, again, when I felt like there was certain energies that were going away from me, I think people might have taken it wrong, like a coldness or whatever. But like I said, I only hold on to what want to be there and what's supposed to be there. So again, if something walk away from me, then again, that's their choice in a sense, like I said, right? But again, I'm going to tell you what two things I'm hearing here, I'm feeling, or I'm seeing. Something can be fruitful and become desolate, meaning that it's making me think about the abandonment about Americans behind enemy lines, whether they're spiritual or not. There are like actual gunshots, like for the past year. I think I've been hearing them randomly at night, But the past couple of weeks, I've been hearing them a lot more, like lot closely. And I try not to think what it is, but I see something. I see something. I just see it, okay? So again, then when you take everything, the essence out of something, like again, I feel when we're talking about the whole capital energy, the whole, so-called surveilling of the war in Iraq, the whole Afghan energy. So it is also making me feel, like I said, about them taking what was precious, gathering it up. I mean, we're talking about real stuff, direct communication, spying energy. Only to plant it into the plant and let that grow. But again, I'm okay with sitting here and saying, what is Source saying? There has to be, to have that faith to say there has to be something else. There has to be a reason why. There has to be I know that ain't how you gonna play me. I know. And the Lamanites shall begin to dwindle into numbers and lose their nations and their lands to the effects of the lust of the great and abominable church. So something can look so great. It can be so, whoo, that Southern charm, boy. Let's see. Just call it how I see it. And then the men who, okay, even that, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, even that other kind of charm. When it comes to the masculine energies, right? And the men who shall destroy the Lamanites shall think that they are doing God a service, because they believe that the Lamanites are those who are of dark skin, are those who have been cursed by God and not worthy of the full blessings of their fathers. But look at this. We're talking about those who have dark skin, because again, I'm even thinking, okay, my fault. All right. So again, all right, here we go with this energy here. All right. So again, of the dark skin, but all right. You know what this just brought me back to? This brought me back to the energy between native, indigenous, originally, that energy, right? Because we're talking about the discovering of, right? So again, I see two parallel things. I see the discovery of back then, and I see the discovery of now. Like a something, okay? So even I'm wondering if this Lamanite energy might have something, because Joseph Smith, all that stuff is legit out there in the West, right? So, this make me think about like the beef between natives and indigenous or origine people, right? Of dark skin. A lot of natives have been kind of insulted or upset with the fact that the tribes that are darker, they have been separated, right? Or that have been, sent into or taken in as prisoners of war. And then we've done things extensive on this before, and then you have the ones that were preserved in the reservations, right? But a lot of people that's what I'm saying, they didn't know. So when you start saying something like this, people they lack knowledge. And so again, they go straight to their feelings, and then they want to be upset. So like I said, in that, and then there's some of the elders that probably know the truth, right? Okay. But I mean, I feel like I see that here. When we're talking about those who have dark skin, it's because, again, then all of the history and all of everything that was done, and we look at it as if it was done to natives that are natives that look like they're natives today. But we don't realize that our story didn't start with slavery. Didn't start in the 1600s here. It was way prior to that, okay? So again, and then the story is lost. So again, I see that in two ways here, right? And then I also see, but I don't think that anybody, like I said, of dark skin today, that wouldn't really matter because we're all mixed up now anyway. But if we want to go back to the 1800s, the reason why I bring up the skin color is because, again, if we're talking about the Europeans, the people that they met here, the copper colored people, if we're going to go by that definition, then again, there's a difference between copper skin and dark skin. So if the Europeans came here and overthrew the people that were here, that were in empires, because everybody wasn't swinging on no trees when they came over here, just get that out your head, right? So again, that means that they took over from copper colored people that were found here and mixed with them. But in what sections of the land? Because all of the land was not the same. We're talking about the colonies, the 13 colonies, right? We're talking about particularly those areas prior to them going over west, right? We go through it in detail. You can always go back and watch the older videos, okay? All right, and when we're talking about like conquistadors and all this other stuff, like Texas, there were darker, so again, there were darker people here, but I'm just telling us to remember that when we're talking about the earth joining with the earth, there was the actual people and there was the people that grafted in or blended in. It's just simple as that. But you see that the people that blended in are always the ones that end up running off with all the spoils. They're the ones with the step ahead of the actual people. They're the ones that's already with preparedness, or they're in some kind of society or something where they have a step up. Their connections, their other worldly connections, help them to ascend. And usually the original people are put out, lack of knowledge. They're really probably good people in their beliefs and religion. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying, okay? Maybe not that scholarly as the other groups. It's just the way, right? Maybe not that many opportunities right? But we're the ones that can really handle, we're that brute force that can handle all of that. But that don't mean that you want to be with that for the rest of your life. And that's why people like me are here. And this wickedness shall be taught unto them by their leaders and their priests, who are all servants of Satan, and shall follow his will in all things. All right? And thus the eighth beast of which John wrote, shall begin to rise up out of obscurity and gain power for itself. I mean, we talking about beast here. Let's see. Because I don't know why I was thinking something about 9 lately, but again, it says the eighth beast. And those who shall colonize the land of promise shall begin to have much disputation and contention with the government that controlleth them from across the oceans. Now look at this. Let's see. Right? So you have some that are, legit and some that are not. But then what are we talking about here? Okay? And contention with the government that controlleth them from across the ocean. Which government shall be set up amongst the nations in the great European empire. So that's what makes me wonder. That's what I've been on this whole, okay, it's the Americas, right? Is the European empire always going to have a foot in on the Americas? Well, some of us are bloodlines of those that were here and those that came. But are we going to put the original people back, or are we going to use idols and put them back? And then everything is going to be upside down again. And then what are we all fighting for right now? Right? and the rich men of the colonies who shall rebel against their king, right? Because then the whole thing of Yeshua or Jesus or that Christ energy is to walk on water. It's not to bow down to water. It's to walk on the water. That means you listen to what those that who have come have to say. They don't listen to what you say. They came here to tear the shit up that you have in order and to make a new. Not their new world, but the one that is the new kingdom, right? And so this is how I see it, okay? This is how I see it. But they have the power and they have the force. Shall rise up and conspire against the laws of their government. So again, this also makes me think about, again, because we were talking about the land that was being taken, right? So again, these people are going to be, having riches, right? So again, if we even look at it like that, if we talk about the rich men of the colonies, so this could be of those groups, tribes, nations, colonies, or whatever that are built up already on this land, possibly. This is another way that will rebel against their king. So even the whole thing about the 4 horses and then the 4 females that I feel like of the 4 rivers and them mounting on those horses and thinking that they're going to remove again, and I look at it as, again, an androgynous energy, someone who is a feminine but in a masculine energy. Love and war. Protector of the land, but also, the heart of it. This makes me think of this energy here. Even of a divine masculine, I'm seeing in their feeling some kind of way because of this. Shall rise up and conspire against the laws of the government because they desire to keep more of which they gain from the service of the poor who shall be among them. Wow. So again, this is people that it's greed, right? So again, they're going to go up against the government, against the laws of their government. Or is it, the laws of their government, which is the rich men. Okay, so this is the lofty. Those are already exalted in society. Those who are already building. Those are already building nation. The ones, and like I said, you could take it how you want to, but there's some that might be legit and there's some that are not. Yeah, so this make me think the ones that are haughty right now because they've been able to get away with some of their pillaging and all this other shit that they doing, right? So again, it's saying that, yeah. All right. Okay. They're going to go against their king. All right? And rise up and conspire against the laws of their government. Okay? And I don't know. But this gives me the energy of the people that are free thinkers right now. Because they desire to keep more of which they gain from the service of the poor who shall become who shall be among them. So this makes me think about lineages and them taking gain from, again, the other portions of the family that may not have access and may not be privy to the proper information and the proper things. They may not have the same service, right? So this is weird because, again, I see that. Okay, I see that. Even now, people are rising up against these plans that this Trojan horse of plans that they're trying to put in, right? But this part kind of trips me out a little bit. It just kind of throws me a bit because, I don't know. It's kind of like these rich men or these groups are underneath the Biden administration and they're already doing these kind of things. And whatever they're putting in place is going to benefit them, right? And it's going to make sure that the people that's poor and the people that didn't get to obtain what their treasures were are going to be, put in a very lowly situation. So now it's a time to stand up and fight and rise up against this. And that's what I'm saying. So again, maybe even the administration might have thought that they were doing something that was righteous and something that was right and true. And thought even like a division of the skin tones and stuff like that is a thing. But for me, like I said, I'm fighting for all the people. I'm fighting for the people that feel the same way I feel about this very land that's underneath your feet, that all of our ancestors' blood is. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about. So the whole energy of all, I I don't think that there's really a person on this earth that I hate. I might hate the ways of some of these people, the wicked ways, and once I really see and source really show me, ugh. But this is the thing about manipulation. This is the thing about the whole crucifixion of the Christ energy, to make the Christ energy look some kind of way, and also give the depiction or none at all of the other energy that's going to take in, because then it's nor defiled nor, you know what I'm saying, anything. It's just like, oh, this person seems pleasant enough. But they're checking the facts of the Holy One when you should be checking the facts on the people that are not. And that's just how I look at it. I don't know. That's just my opinion. But whatever, okay? This is what I feel, okay? This is what I see, all right? So, dang, we've been on for an hour. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. That one throws me for a loop here. Because now we got different nations rise. So again, it's the whole nation rise against nation kind of energy now. Maybe somebody turned and said, well, damn, y'all want to be too greedy. You know what I'm saying? And then this breaks up the nation. Because that's what happened when people do crooked shit. Then it end up, backfiring in a sense. And then they turn again. Like we already said, they turn against you and then you turn against them. And eventually, And many of these rich men shall unite together and form an alliance, and even according to the covenant and the bond of the secret of combination of the old. And these rich men shall be desirous to rebel against the laws that shall be established among them, so that they can establish their own laws, that they will serve them in their desires for more gain. And these men shall be men of great intelligence, again, okay, who have much power in speaking and in writing. And they shall begin to influence the poor among them. And this is making me think about the Columbia energy as well, though, okay? Because, again, I feel like, again, in a sense, what I want to just do is let people know that I'm like this oracle, we'll just use that term, speaker, storyteller, prophetess, bringing all this stuff together and kind of, like this through source, okay? But this makes me think about, like I said, people within the community that do, it could be speaking or writing or whatever, but like these lengthy videos and stuff like this of this information, and it, but I just don't like the way that I feel the pushing of, or the separation of one group within that group. That's the thing. And you could not like it, but you don't have to also apply or pour salt like in the wound, right? But again, influence the poor among them, who shall be majority, to join the cause to fight for them against the government to which they belong. So again, to look at it in the fact of knowing that, again, I feel like there is a sense of the part of the government that is changing over right now. And a lot of these people don't want it to happen. And some people, again, I feel like there's a sense of us that is in the truth and in righteousness, and we don't want it to happen because we know that these things are lies and that people are manipulating things and doing things. But then there's others that don't want nothing to change because they wanted to cut off the head or cut off the cornerstone, and then they wanted to be able to rule in the stead of the cornerstone or that Holy One. Right? And again, they have maybe the riches and things of that Holy One. So the last thing they want to do, if they went with rich people, governments, and all these people of power and influence, would be for that person to stand up in their right, power and take it over. And then now, again, those that are meek and not thieves, right, would be then ruling right. And if you've done something messed up and you get caught for it, then you will be judged and you will be jailed and you will be taken care of. And so again, we have to be able to look at it in that sense. So now everything is breaking apart here. This is why Biden don't know supposedly a lot of these things that have been going on under that. But again, people at one point, I feel like, again, in order to use the power, right, of the hand or the king's ring, the signet ring, right, or the empress's ring, right, they have been acting as though the Aborigines Unchained, Shalonda, is in the same group with some of these people, when those very people, with some of these nations and groups that have been built and have been making moves around the land, they want to, again, try to use that authority and power behind that, those familial ties, right? But at the same time, they're cutting off the true essence of that group, meaning in defiling it, meaning they didn't want no parts of it. They wanted what it had. Do you see what I'm saying? So the fact that it says they're going to come in and want to take over my father's land, that's like me saying I'm Shalanda and this is my land. And you know what I'm saying? We're going to have to come to an understanding about this, right? Because I can see that y'all are people and you are of your fathers. I could be of those same people. I could be of those lines too. But they feel as though I will not be able to be bent to do anything crooked. And some people can be bought and paid for. And that's just the bottom line. And that I'm always going to do what's right for the people. It's almost like the whole gaining the world but losing your soul. Like, nah. So there's a lot of mixed up things. There's a lot of trickery going on here. And again, most of this intelligence they got probably from the feminine energies that they have been surveilling and latched on to for so long. These capitals amongst the lands. All right? But there's only that one, that whole alpha, omega, that energy. There's only one that is that. The brightest one. And I feel like, again, when it comes to that seal that I showed you, is being trapped underneath that. So again, if we are riling up if we are riling up the poor in the, because I think with Columbia, she said, bring me your we're going to go into it later, but bring me your weak, bring me, that kind of energy, bring back my sons. That's a fight against the government. But then again, like I said, I don't think that these other people are fighting against it right now because they are having a blast within the Biden the Biden administration reaping benefits. It's just what I see. But the rich shall not fight, but shall establish law amongst themselves, that for the payment of money, even $300. Why is this $300 damn thing keep popping up everywhere? As the number of the beast shall be called. Oh, this make me think about like even Sparta, right? The 300, right? Okay. As the number of the beast shall be called by the great and final beast, they shall be exempt from the conscription. And these same men shall be inspired by Lucifer to set up their nation and their laws in a such way that they can maintain control over the minds. What did we just say? And the hearts of the poor and majority. Or minority, the majority, right? These men shall be inspired by Lucifer to set up their nation and their laws in such a way that they can maintain control over the minds. What did I just tell you? And we didn't pre-read this. This is freestyle. In the hearts of the poor people. That's love, that's strategic, logical, of war. And then also of the heart when it comes to the love bombing and breadcrumbing that has been going on with the whole divine masculine feminine energy. That's what they have. That's that sorcery. That's that thing that they have you wrapped up in. That's what they have these women conflicted with, right? While they go out and collect all the spoils. And I told you, the body's piling up. You could keep saying what you want to say. It might have something to do with some police brutality, but I'd be damned if I sit here and let it think that that's all it is. Nah. It's these people, and again, we better be careful about who is coming in. Because they don't speak the same language, and they don't want the same things, and actually they want what you got. So why is the South so eager to let them in? This is the militia energy I see. Because again, a lot of these people, these kingpins, I'm calling them, know exactly who you are. And I'll tell you right now, sometimes I feel horrible because I feel as though there is a war. I do feel like that. I feel like, again, a portion of it, I feel horrible when I think this deep down inside. That there is a portion that, again, there may be, when it comes to the spiritual essence, things are moving, I feel like, because these people are doing what they're doing. So the spiritual world got to do what they need to do to protect and ensure that the righteous ones will get their chance. And so, I hate to split the two with the other. It's almost seemed like I'm in the middle here, like the two, like two God kind of energy. Like you can't have two, But it's just like if man is gonna do what they do, then who am I to say if Source has an army? You know what I'm saying? And that's just my whole thing. Like I said, it just, for me, I feel like, again, there's some type of a blockage there where I can't see, and I feel like people just want to use that and say that I'm trying to, like, I'm defenseless, but there's no kind of that in me. You know what I'm saying? So it's just me just putting that out there, because I do feel as though there is this energy of someone else using my essence and using my, doing things under my name. I don't know. It's just something that I'm seeing here that otherwise I wouldn't do. And then hell, maybe Source and the ancestors said, we know that's why, and that's why we gonna be handling it. So again, it's just that spiritual sense of it, that it's gonna get done. Because again, God created both good and evil. Because could it be because of the stiff-necked people that had to come? And that's what that's what I'm looking into here. So I think that's it that we're going to read from here. We in some times. And now, yea, of the latter days shall also give praise and honor to those who, yea, refer to as the fathers of your nation. Yea. Truly they are the fathers of your nation, but wherein is their righteous according to the words of Christ? But wherein is their righteousness according to the words of Christ? That's what I'm saying. Even with the Christ energy, it's like, dude, what's up? Like I said, it just seemed like that. That's not how you operate, dude. Like I'm saying, if I'm in that Empress or that Christ energy, there's no reason why I should be feeling like I'm left in the dark while I see something else going on. You know what I'm saying? And that's just, I just have to call it out. And it says, behold, I have told you. It's almost like the other scripture I was reading earlier. Don't say any words in this. Don't add anything. But we're not in that portion right now. We're in this, so we can do that. But, we'll go into it later. Okay? But it says, behold, as I have told you not to judge unless it is done according to the Spirit in righteousness. Ye must know that these men shall be servants of Satan, who shall set up the government of your nation to get gain for themselves. And like those leaders of the kingdom of Satan before them, they have done all things that they might get gain and protect themselves and their families. Again, because again, they already know that the real wrath of God, or that energy of is coming, that Christ consciousness is coming for them. And they don't want to get in trouble for what they've been doing with these harlots and other scandalous energies. Know ye not that many of these founding fathers that yea have hold in such high esteem held men of dark skin in servitude? Okay, so again, it's true. I mean, even if we talk about the native energy, okay, whatever energy, even we talk about the Irish, we talk about all of them. I'm not really sure about Russia in servitude, but the Irish, they were on the census and things with the ancestors, and I can see where things flip-flopped, right? They were like overseers or whatever, but they also are mixed into the family. So it's just like, then what? Same thing with probably, some of the people on the plantations. I mean, on both sides of my family, there's plantations with names attached to them with my actual family name. So you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying what it is. But I also do know the whole thing about so-called white servitude or Caucasian servitude, right? As well. And I'm thinking even the 1800s or, the latter dynasties of ancient Egypt here in America. And this is what I said. These people did this stuff. They was all in your face and all this other stuff so they can protect them and their families. And again, be mindful of it because they could be coming for you and your families. Know ye not the things of the founding fathers, and that's the thing. So, and I don't hold nobody else to no esteem. Not nobody that's in there now, not nobody that's, you know what I'm saying? Unless it was myself. So, because I know what I'm going to do, right? And that's what I think that a lot of people got offended when I said, why do people got to go out of state and, go and pay all this money to go to these functions or whatever. It's not hating on that, but I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? It's going to block some people out that really would need the information. But they just talk about how much charity work. And I think in one of these texts is going to talk about that in the sense of like how many people are saying all this charity and all this other stuff, but it was really just for their gain. And like I tell y'all guys about donating and stuff, some of the times that's why I don't donate really. I'll tip somebody, right? That's a different thing, right? Because I know that that's going to that person. But to donate something beside clothes or something to the Goodwill, you just have to wonder where that money is really going. Just even with your taxes, you have to wonder where the money is really going. All right. All right. So again, even this made me, I just had to think again. I had to go back because said many of these founding fathers that ye hold in high esteem, men of dark skin and servitude. Again, servitude to who? And that's what I'm saying. Servitude to other nations, right? And then again, for me saying, me giving respect that somebody has come out and at least give some kind of information to the people. Okay? They legit. I can't say you gotta be you gotta be to come against me. So what I'm saying is they are excellent at what they do, but sometimes that can lead people to misuse and abuse their power. And that's when I can see you. They may not be able to see you, but that's where that protectors of the land and of the world energy comes in. So that's even me saying, yeah, many of these people that y'all hold at high esteem are the very ones that's actually about to put your ass into servitude. Because they're not of God, they are of their fathers. So it may look like they winning. Behold, there is no man that is influenced by the Spirit of Christ who can hold another man in servitude. Period. Period. That's where that freedom energy is coming in. We're going to get it. We're going to get it. So that he can get gain. It don't work like that over here. I'd rather just lose, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to lose it all, but damn, if it's come between me telling the truth, me sitting here telling everybody, the truth and sharing this kind of knowledge with you to access yourself and so that you can take these things and do greater, then it is what it is. And like I said, I've been sitting here and I feel like there is something, I'm in a time in my life where I am in a critical situation. And so it's like, and still today, this is what I'm doing. Ain't asked nobody for nothing, and this is still what I'm doing. And so again, it's that kind of crazy, like it said about that woman on that card yesterday, that kind of crazy that it's like this person is going there and that just make them crazy, like out of their mind with this type of like information is how I feel. Like that's just it. Nobody, they're just like, what? And that's what I'm saying. Nobody want to, I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? That's not me. So again, when I felt like I was putting out information before and I was getting back this energy of people looking at me like a dictator or somebody that's strict. No, the strict things that I was trying to talk about putting in order, make it so that those people would not be able to use their laws or their lies in order to continue to do the things that they're doing. That we can all understand on one accord. But these people come up with crafty bills and acts and all these things in order to further keep you in a position where you can't even fight back for your real rights and what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? And again, that's what I'm saying. And if anything, I want you to gain knowledge of it. And that's why I got attacked. And I have shown unto you the beginning of the half time, and had not yet begun, when these men brought forth the nation, which would become the eighth beast, of which John spaketh. Okay, so again, I don't know what this is. You know, we had to go back and we had to see, because everything that somebody spaketh ain't what it is from God. It's what, again, they could have been dealing with other energies and entities as well. But we'll have to go back and see exactly what they're saying that he was saying there. I pay close attention when I'm reading this text. Because I think we were on the part where I was just where it's like the person that you said was going to come after, that you can't even latch at their shoes. But why? Is it because of the added position of the law and the information of man? Right? So it makes this person look more legit than the one that is of that righteous holy line. Or is it that's the power? That you can see some actual movement going on this plane. And people might think it's because of that energy, but it's because of something else. And because the Father had not released the Holy Ghost to send his ministrations onto the children of men. Okay? So the Father is going to release the Holy Ghost to send his ministrations onto the children of men. Then how do ye, or yea, suppose this was possible, that the father of your nation could have been inspired by the Spirit of the Father? We have an hour and 30 minutes. I'm going to stop. We're going to read that one more time. And because the Father had not yet released the Holy Ghost to send his ministrations onto the children of men, I don't know which father, but it says the Father, okay? Then how do ye suppose that it was possible the fathers of your nation could have been inspired by the Spirit of the Father? Trickery. Point is, they had, and this is making me think about the whole thing of having to take the time to even study the information of the Holy Ghost. See, because the Holy Ghost energy is being suppressed and oppressed, while the other idolatric energy is being elevated and feeding off of that which is of the Empress and feeding off that which is of her. And it may be because of the sense of behold, they were indeed inspired, were they? They were inspired, right? And the God from whom they received their inspiration was Lucifer. This is up for you to discern. For it is a nation of Satan that shall be created. So we switch from Lucifer to Satan. They were inspired. Received inspiration was Lucifer. For it is a nation of Satan that shall be created. Nevertheless, all these things shall be done by the power according to the great wisdom of the Father. So again, they use the wisdom of the Father in order to do these things of Lucifer and of Satan. But again, y'all know how I look at the Lucifer and Satan energy. I don't remember Lucifer killing all these people, but God has definitely done it. So I'm just saying, like, I'm even saying that the people was going to die, they didn't. So I'm just looking at this in a logical manner. You know, like religion keep you in your feelings. Reason, logic, wisdom, the knowledge obtained, and again, the stuff that's within is going to show you what it is. For it is his desire that Lucifer be allowed to do these things so that this great nation could be a free nation in the beginning, offering unto all the ability to act according to the free agency of the Father hath given all his children, that they might be more fulfilled, trying and testing during the final days of their probation. So again, this whole Lucifer energy, because again, are we talking energy? Just like the Antichrist, I look at it as energy or a frequency or a movement, right? So the whole Lucifer energy, could that be a movement as well? A rebellious kind of energy, a speaking the truth, because that's what he did in the garden, is speak the truth to them. There's a difference between Lucifer and Satan. The energy reads different to me, and the devil and the serpent. What do you have? 4 there? Lucifer, devil, Satan. Lucifer, Satan, devil, and serpent. Maybe even that is also reminding me also of the 4 energies of the water. Maybe that's that eel or that water serpent that we were looking at in those images the other day. Because they will make the serpent look like the evil one. We don't, we only use really like, we only use serpent more, I think, in the beginning. I don't know if we talk about the serpent throughout. But again, it's like almost like the serpent, if the serpent is speaking, then nobody else can have anything to say. Because again, but we're talking about the energy of going all the way back prior to the beginning. So, of course, when someone comes in this energy and spits this truth and gives you this kind of information that's thorough and is strong, of course, that person is going to be given to be this serpent or this kind of energy. I mean, even Lilith energy, like, I don't know, maybe that's what we're tapping into right now, or the Asherah America energy, to set the record straight. And we're dealing with a patriarchal society right now. So they have the will, and because of religion and everything, they have indoctrinated the people enough to end it and to actually, so again, to be able to see that Lilith energy or Eve energy or that Asherah energy, Asherah of America, in person, and judge for themselves, it might have changed something. And I'm just saying, I'm not saying, you see what I'm saying? I'm saying, in case that's what we're talking about the serpent energy. Because like I said, these women are brilliant, just like me. But it's just like, is it in righteousness or are you on something else? And then don't try to match my energy with any of those different groups that are making moves around here. Because again, I'm dealing with just the spirit, being as the spirit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, and I'm not proud of it. Maybe I am supposed to be doing something else, but I'm just saying this is what I'm doing right now. But it's almost like the first shall be the last energy, okay? That's how I see it. And the reason why I would even bring it up is because, like I said, I see the essence of the energy being stolen and placed, crowns being broken, the crown being broken into pieces and served up to other nations and broken up, instead of going to the rightful heir, the only heir of it all. But in order so that the nation can be divided up, they had to make you think something about that heir. And then they had to go ahead and break it up and do what they did. Is how I see this. When I said the whole damn thing is mine. And the two sister energy really been speaking to me all night. of how the two sisters drowned. And I said, well, damn, she got her hand underwater. You sure she ain't holding them down? But you see, it's funny. I got the red hair. You see how these magicians work. I got the red hair. So me showing you the cards, and this is what, and I feel like this is the energy. This is the message that I was getting from a God, because they're tired of me. So this is what I was getting from one, that your stuff that you've been using, I'm gonna find a way to use it against you. You see, because y'all, that's what I'm saying. You can't even go there unless you there. You can't even go as deep as this goes, I feel like, to me, if you ain't even there. Mind control. Look at this. It made me even question what I'm even doing. But I said, whether it has something to do with me or not, I'm going to set the record straight. It could have been my family that did whatever. It don't matter. I came to do something else. You see? And I'm the mouthpiece over here just talking while these people are slithering around the garden taking what they want. All right? And I think we're going to stop there, right? We're going to stop there. And I'll just do a part 2 on here. And we're not going to read this whole thing. Yeah, it's a lot. But we do talk about Elias in here, the spirit of Elias. So again, I don't know, that Elias always remind me of Elijah. We're talking about the people to the true Christ. You know, so it's going to go further. I'm going to do part 2 here in a bit. And then we're going to go back into, oh my goodness, this is going to be a crazy day. And then we're going to go back into Colombia, okay? And then tonight, yeah, it'll be good to do the Colburn Bible at night. I don't know, it's October. You know, the Colburn Bible is kind of like deep or whatever. It's kind of dark and mysterious. So yeah, maybe I'll come back at night and we'll go into the Colburn Bible. But this should just set the record straight about, again, how this thing is operating, how it's moving. And it just correlates with what I already know, what I already have been insinuating, what I already see. Oh, I need to do something really, y'all. What I already see, and it just confirms it. Here's another writing that confirms exactly what I'm just saying, right? So because it says the Americas are discovered and conquered in wickedness. But then here in chapter 80, it says the United States is set up so that the free agency is protected. But what's free agency? Somewhat by the government. Experience is the most proficient teacher. Lucifer's plan is in full effect upon the earth during the last days. Lucifer's plan against God's plan. Girl, look at y'all. That made me think about them 2 sticks again. God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. I'm thinking of 4 different things that I see when it's saying that. We can go into it later. We'll do a video just on what I'm seeing when it's talking about that. It's deep because that's the thing. I didn't even realize that said that they're here. That's the thing that I sense. America is different than the United States. Both wings are on the same bird. So, yeah, we'll go back to it. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe down below. And join us in the Facebook group American Aborigines Unchained if you'd like. Yeah, and I'll see you guys soon. There's movement going on here. And this rainy, I know it's October or whatever, but this weather is, I don't know, it's really speaking to me in a sense. Because I feel like, you know what I'm saying, it's just like something that's going on here. I just feel like I said, I just feel like this energy, like it was kind of like a energy like side by side, and now it's something like up and down. And I'm just trying to put it together. Yeah. And like I was trying to tell y'all, these people think that they doing what they're doing and that they're going to get this land, but they don't realize that by them accumulating that land, the people that they try to do wrong, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's the work of source or just their you might get mowed down by the very people that sent you. So like if somebody sent you in to do a job, they send you to do the dirty work. You collect all the data, the information, you accumulate all the goods, and then they'll have somebody come and take you out. So then maybe, again, that may be why you need to be having preparedness, right? So maybe that's the other part of the revolt then. And it's all just very chaotic, but very strategically planned and laid out for a long time. Again, that's why it's like, and then, would it be like the people against principalities? So are you going against the laws themselves, or are we going against the people that are in positions in the principalities, in the dark places? And why were they so eager to lock up that Lucifer energy? Because I don't see, like I said, I see truth a little bit in Lucifer. Okay, in the serpent energy. Almost free will, but, that's what I like to say. Like, have anybody ever asked? See, because even we think the Antichrist is about to be this one person, and it's a whole movement. It's a whole movement. So the Lucifer energy could be a whole movement. Maybe it's just called Lucifer because it sounds scary, and it's a movement of righteousness in a sense to stand up for something. But who knows? Like I said, I talk too much, but I just like to give people the freedom of thought. You can think how you want to think about it. I'm just saying that the church has failed us, and that the education system thus far has failed us. And if you wanted to continue to fail when it comes to our children, then we could sit back and be quiet, and we could take all these butt whoopings, and we could sit in the corner, you know what I'm saying, and not say nothing and not do nothing, or you could do what you need to do. And again, it starts with self. So, I'll see you guys later. Take care.